Wow, look at my trees, they're low on iron and manganese. Can I get different soil, please? Cause they've got nutrient deficiencies.
Hey, Hank, I thought you were gonna help me with this Narwhal routine maintenance and diagnostic video. Think you could stop practicing for a minute?
No can do, broski. Calibration Station is playing its first gig tonight, and I gotta finish writing this song.
Of course you do. I will just do the video by myself. Again.
That's the spirit, Kenny Ken.
Ooh, don't call me that.
Dude, listen. Kenny Ken.
So, the Narwhal was designed to ensure that we keep maintenance at a minimum. However, there are a couple of things you're gonna wanna keep your eye on. Let's start with our visual checks to ensure that your analyzer is functioning properly. Step number 1, inspect all tubing for leaks and bubbles, especially around the rotary valve and the sample drain connections. Step number 2, observe the fast loop reservoir for sample. Just make sure she's flowing properly. Step number 3, check your reagent and your standard levels. And step number 4, check for alarms and errors on the Narwhal display.
Dude, I got another one. Unlike the alarm on the Narwhal Water Quality display, I want you to stay.
You know what? That does sound so punk rock, man.
It's good, right?
Why don't you just stay back there and just workshop it a bit?
Yeah.
Okay? Okay. There are gonna be a couple of things that we're gonna have to replace when it comes to maintenance. Depending on your frequency of measurements, your reagents should be swapped out about every 3 months. With the Narwhal, there's actually gonna be 2 things that you replace on the machine itself. First, you're gonna wanna replace your piston seal at least once per year. Then, you're gonna wanna replace the tubing once every 2 years or so. Before we replace our piston seal, the first step is to put on your PPE. Step number 2, on the Narwhal display, press stop and wait for the idle message to appear on the display. Step number 3, disconnect the tubing and remove the threaded cap with the 90-degree elbow on the bottom of the syringe pump. Step number 4, press replace piston seal to lower the piston assembly. Step number 5, loosen the set screw located on the piston assembly using a 1.3 by 40 millimeter hex key. Step number 6, unscrew the old piston and screw on the replacement piston seal from the RS1 maintenance kit. Now, tighten the set screw. Step number 7, press Home System on the display to raise the piston seal. Step number 8, screw the threaded cap back on and reconnect the tubing. Once this is done, you're gonna wanna recalibrate your Narwhal to ensure that everything's working properly. Now, let's get to tubing. Hank?
Yeah.
What do you think step 1 is?
Step 1 of Narwhal is you don't talk about Narwhal.
No.
What?
Step 1 is to put on your PPE. I've only said it 100 times. 100 times, Hank. Step number 2, press stop and wait for the idle message to appear on the display. Step number 3, disconnect the tubing by unscrewing the fittings while taking extreme caution to avoid any liquid spills from any remaining agents. Ensure to keep track of all the yellow ferrules. Step number 4, replace all tubing with tubing from your RS1 maintenance kit. And step number 5, once your tubing is replaced, press prime reagents on the Narwhal display.
Go for Hank, Ken's boss. Yeah. Yeah, I'll be right there. Gotta go. Smell you later, Kenny Ken.
If you haven't watched our video on calibration and validation, make sure you do so. Feel free to shoot us any questions that you might have at www.narwhalwaterquality.com. And happy analyzing. Hey, good morning, sir. You, said you needed to speak to me?
Yes, I have some good news and I have some bad news. What do you want first?
Give me the good news.
All right, so great news, actually, for you. You'll be getting your old job back.
Wait, are you being serious right now? That is great news. Like, listen, I respect you, and I'm gonna be honest with you. When you promoted Hank, I was just like...
Well, about Hank, so that's actually the bad news. Hank won't be working with us anymore. Yeah, he actually emailed me late last night and told me he no longer would be working with us, and something about a band. I guess his band made it big. What was it called? Yes, a Calibration Station. He said some huge record label called him and offered him a multi-million-dollar deal, and I don't know much else. He really left me hanging a little too much. It just kind of jacks me up. I don't know what I'm going to do.
That's a spirit, Kenny Ken.
Go for Hank. That's boss.
It's just so much.
Kenny Ken.
That's a spirit, Kenny Ken.